Paul Nashwati coming to you live from the show floor of KubeCon EU 2026. I'm here with Jeremy from Stack8s. How you doing, Jeremy?
Yeah, not bad. Exciting, buzzing.
Yeah. This show is amazing. I love coming to KubeCon Amsterdam and EU because it's just a lot of traffic. This is day 2. You would think it's the beginning of the show.
Oh, unbelievable. Even yesterday, we co-located and went on the 23rd, and we had about 400 people there. That just shows you the energy.
Absolutely.
Like just the beginning.
No, absolutely. And you know what you're talking about, I mean, sovereignty, of course, we're in Europe, data sovereignty, decoupling from the hyperscalers, super important stuff, unified platforms. So tell us a little bit about it.
Right. I think in a nutshell, everybody needs to be aware that compute is a scarcity, right? And everybody putting all the eggs in one basket is a bit of a problem, right? When you're with the hyperscalers, if you want the state-of-the-art compute, you have to wait, unless you're a very big customer, right? So only the good things go to the ones who are paying a lot, right? And then the other question about data sovereignty is something, you know, it's opening up a lot of new use cases and things, but you have to keep you have to be in control. You know, people need to understand what sovereignty means as well, right? You have to be in control. You have to be in power of everything end to end. But how can you do that if you're stuck with a vendor?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and on top of that, not just being stuck with the vendor lock-in pieces, right? But there's also things like we're appropriately saying we're in Europe, the EU CRA coming out this year, right? Compliance, governance, regulation. It's a very important topic. What are your thoughts there?
I think it's just the beginning. Even in 2027, there's going to be egress costs are going to be abolished as well. So hopefully, but I think not just Europe, it's the Middle East as well.
Yep.
But just look at the grand scheme of things. What's happening right now? When the Russia and Ukraine started, Visa, MasterCard stopped working in those countries. Iran doesn't have internet because satellite communication is stopped for them. So I think only when people are vulnerable, then only they realize the reliance they had all this time on the hyperscalers. Are we going to wait for something to happen? This is my question to everybody, right? Or start planning before it's too late.
Right. So, excuse me. So there's a lot going on with regards to, friction, complexity, skill gap issues. How do you address some of those challenges?
Skill gap, I think skill is not a problem. I'm going to say something controversial. Obviously, you've got a lot of AI to assist you.
What's AI?
But I think companies have to keep up with utilizing whatever helps with, spinning out new technologies as well. We in Europe, I think we have the best skill sets. Thinking about London, London has 11 universities. The top universities are there: Cambridge, Oxford, UCL, Imperial College. So I think there is a skill set. It's not a problem. You can get that very quickly.
I love hearing that because what I'm worried about is a lot of organizations are thinking they can use AI to replace entry-level positions, and that's not the case.
I think that's not the case, but it is happening. Yeah, there is no. It's my second venture, my first company. Something we did took us 25 people to do. The same can be done with 10. But it's clear that if a developer is resisting the use of AI, that is not the right answer.
No, they'll get boxed
out. You have to adopt, compute to make your life easier and to do things a bit more efficiently and to reach the end goals much faster, right?
Absolutely. So, Jeremy, top 3 things. What are the top 3 things you want to tell the audience about what you're doing here?
Top 3 things. How can you make compute a commodity like electricity? Switching electricity provider should be easy. Switching compute should be easy as well. Being in control of your compute and your data, even if your data is on-premise and you want compute in the cloud, we can do that very easily by bringing compute to your data. So you keep things where they're compliant. Don't need to switch, right? And vendor lock-in. So vendor lock-in brings you resilience, brings you robustness, added security, and biggest of all, cost savings. On our platform, people are saving up to 85% on their cloud bills, and that is huge.
That's impressive. Yeah, impressive. Very impressive. Jeremy, thank you for your time today. It's been great. And thank you for watching. Paul Nashwati coming to you live from the show floor at KubeCon EU 2026.